Hello and welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Panzer Corps 2 in the base campaign on the mission Case Blue, Operation Blue, Foul Blau, however you want to call the operation here for the Axis powers, the German powers. This mission is fairly straightforward. If I go so we can grab a couple of land units, an idea of where they sort of deploy. Right, we've got a northern deployment, sort of central deployment, and then most of our deployment is actually down in the bottom. And basically, we want to push up and east. So we need to push across over to Voronezh, and then follow the Don River, basically capture everything west of the Don River, and Kalach, the town of Kalach here, just across the Don River. Rostov on Don, of course, is on the Don. If we can secure Rostov, everything Rostov upriver the Don all the way up to about here is major river. So we could, in theory, potentially do an entire major pocket here, catching a bunch of troops west of the Don, which wouldn't be a terrible idea if we can pull that off. Troop improvements wise, I do believe we have an upgrade on the Panzers. I think, for example, we're probably going to take 2 of our upgrades to upgrade Panzer Os-Gs to Panzer F-2s, 4 F-2s, yeah. Oh, is the Os-G actually better? Oh no, that's what we want to upgrade that into, undo the other way around. We don't want to upgrade the F-2s into the Gs. Oh, that might not be worth doing. That's a plus. Yeah, that's only like a +1. That's probably not worth bothering. Most notably, it's actually more ground defense, +2 ground defense. And if we wanted to save core slots, probably if we were to grab more tanks, we'd probably grab Panzer III Ns here. Both for the close-in defense and the ground defense. We might actually want Panzer III Ns for city fighting. It's maybe a little too early for those. Okay, and it looks like we're going to have 3 groups here. I may want to grab another AA to cover the third location. Rostov here is going to be a little bit of heavy city fighting right at the beginning. And Voronezh is going to be heavy city fighting, so I think we're going to put the artillery both top and bottom. Leave the center a little bit threadbare, reliant on encirclements and tanks. I might not actually give any tanks to the middle. I just do a full infantry assault in the middle. We are on the attack, so we can start with the Volksmager launched. Although we'd have to start them near airfields. So in theory, you could have the 3 Volksmager, say, take 2, maybe even a 3rd. Send them straight over to Voronezh, try to land behind Voronezh. It doesn't sound like a terrible idea. Let's assume we're going to do that and grab a 3rd Volksmager. So if we're doing that, we're looking at something like Volksmager, Volksmager, Volksmager. Probably want some more Broken Pioneer. Here we're going to be making a dash across open terrain and then probably trying to use these guys north of the river. So we'll take the 2 that we have pre-equipped with half-tracks for this deployment. And we'll give the 2 with trucks for the south where we're fighting around Rostov. I'm going to put the higher quality half-track, or the higher quality recon in the center, next best in the top. The bottom, we're going to put the lowest quality one. What's the hero I have on that one? That's the 0 slot. Okay. No, we're on the deploy. And then I probably want an AA up here. AA down here. Actually, as far as down, we're full. So yeah, it looks like the rest of the vehicles are going to be in the middle. Might put a tank up here. One tank at the top. Yeah, I'll put the no retaliation one up there. First strike, streamroller. Yeah, probably want the heavier bombers down south. Juker up there. Got a bunch of infantry, and I think we're gonna grab one of those, or one of the 88s. Grab a third 88. Of course, with towing vehicle. Not any major real cities in the center. A couple towns, but those are going to be places we can happily encircle. It's not like, well, we've already got one Pioneer up for Voronezh. The main place where I think we're going to be facing direct assault using into city area is going to be down south. So let's... but I got no space down south. That's fair enough. I suppose we'll put Pioneer here. Do I need more bridging? Maybe around there. But otherwise, I think it's just deploying infantry. And we got 7 slots. But I think it's going to be infantry. Could also take one of these. You know, we'll take one of those. And then Weir with a half track, or Bear with a half track. Yeah, that takes about perfect. Okay. So now I just gotta decide where we want these. So I got 2 top, 2 middle. Don't think I necessarily need in here. I might want some for going around you. I'm gonna want some infantry there. Probably don't, because we got the paratroopers that can drop behind Voronezh. You probably don't need more infantry up there. Probably want it in the middle here. So we'll try that deployment set, see how that works. And deployment. Oh, and we got a hero somewhere to deploy. What's the hero? Aiming assist. Plus 10% accuracy to all adjacent friendly units. There's an argument to put that on a recon car. Because it's fairly easy to reposition the recon cars for accuracy duty. Let's put that down south then. Let's put that on you. There we go. We'll start by sending the Fallschirmjäger out. Is that... No, I put the fighters down south. So I say, is that in strike range of my aircraft? And the answer is no. Okay, so we've got an armored car here. Can hit the armored car with you to start suppressing it. Yeah, I'll cover everything except for the armored car. We do have an exposed Soviet aircraft there that we can send the fighters after. So the struggle I have going on right now, at least to the push here, is we don't have any reconnaissance to do forward reconnaissance for us. Okay, so there is someone on that town. Fair enough. Yeah, we're not looking strong enough that we can down it. Well, that isn't necessarily an immediate problem. You only have a truck. Okay. Okay. No retaliation. No, that's overrun. Not quite a good position yet to do an overrun there. Get you encircled real easily. The dive bomber hit the tank between us and Voronezh. So next turn they'll be suppressed to at least 9 if they don't attack us, which should mean it should be easy to get them to surrender, and then we basically probably encircle the tank and move towards Voronezh. Okay, it looks like there's no one behind those conscripts, so we should just be able to very easily encircle them with tanks. Advancing forward. Yeah, I think that's a decent first turn. No kills, but we've done a couple encirclements that I think will pay off. Russian turn. Armored vehicle attempting to escape the encirclement and attempting to actually attack my trucks. Armored car v armored car. Our armored cars are better. Oh, I forgot to use the strategic bombers, level bombers. Okay, that's fine to lose half the that unit. Yeah, it would have been better if we were in the town. Okay, not a terrible turn. Nothing important was seriously injured. Okay, you have overrun, so if you kill something outright, it will be destroyed. You need to heal, so we'll just heal you in place. There we go, got that surrender. Can't get close enough to get rid of you. Leaves you in the AA cover, yep. Okay, so you're gonna have a bit of a bad day. Otherwise we can do that. That'll at least buy us one shot before they start killing anything there. Although, they might have enough to get both of them, in which case that'd just be bad. We'll find out. I'm not too worried about the paratroopers. Living to tell the tale, let's say. They're pretty heavily suppressed, but I don't actually got anyone that can reliably kill the KV-1 apparently down here. Which is a little bit of a problem. Just a little bit of a problem. Okay. So they'll get suppressed. Maybe a little concerned about them not being suppressed enough, but they all will get suppressed. I can bring the bombers in, which will help. Smidge. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling the Allied fighter planes being better at this point in the war. You start off with a little bit better with fighter planes, and they get worse, and they don't really get better, at least in comparison to the Allied ones. It's not to say that technically the fighters are better. It's just the problem is the Allies are also better. They're more better than you are better. Probably the best way to describe that. Can't get in range there. That's a fighter plane blocking... Although I think we're going to force you to rebase. It just isn't going to protect it this turn, yeah. Okay, we're dive bombing that cavalry. I'd probably prefer not to, but we're doing it. Okay, so they'll be fully suppressed next turn. And we've got here... You're not particularly suppressed, because you're conscripts. Although I still got enough that I can get you to surrender. Okay. Not getting as many points as we could if we were to be a little bit more conservative with the damage doing there, but that is enough to get it to surrender now. Okay, all those units surrendered. I think that'll cover everyone with the AA bubble. There we go. Yeah, we're gonna pretty much ignore the guy in that town. That's not an important town. It's off the main roadways. It'll have to come off the town if it wants to be a problem. And again, we've got the KV fully suppressed. Attack down here is not going super well, although it could be going worse. And if I'm not having you attack, I should have you heal. You'll be useful for clearing guards out of... Guards troop out of the city, so we'll get you healed. Hopefully the suppression here helps to mitigate the damage the encircled armor does. So we get that encirclement in tighter. They're probably going to have a little bit of pain on that Fellowship Maker. And yeah, next turn we'll just give that guy move there. We'll get that guy to surrender because they'll be fully suppressed. Then everyone moves forward. That's why we didn't move the dive bomber to that airfield. I was tempted, but I'm like, nah, we're gonna lose the airfield. Yeah, the Fellowship Maker probably landed a little too early. Cloudy. which is not good for the planes, but could be worse. We at least get to land and do stuff. Okay, I think we should be able to work that. We got enough here that we can definitely get these guys encircled. Worst case scenario, they're going to take a pot shot of the artillery pieces, which isn't quite ideal, which, to be fair, we shot them with the artillery pieces first, so they should be suppressed enough. If I wanted to, I could have got this guy killed, but then we would have had to delay the advance on the Vornage, which the paratroopers at this point need the support. So I need to not procrastinate. Need to resist the urge to procrastinate. Oh, that was a unit retreated, not destroyed. Okay. Okay, I need the KV-2. Kaput. Some suppression. Is enough to get it started. There we go. You are artillery. Okay. There we go. Okay, pushing the encirclement on Rostov tighter. Surrenders you. Okay, so that'll probably do some damage. Merge up, merge you up. Yeah, I do want that there. Is that enough? Yes. Pioneer takes over the town. If I take the shot right now, we'll drive the conscript off the town. Which isn't necessarily what we wanted to do. Although I'm not going to be in a position to close the river crossing until next turn. Okay, we'll just blow it off the town then. I want that town. Oh, and it surrendered to that attack, okay. I don't have the ability to occupy the town right now, but that clears the town. The cavalry won't be able to get back into the town, so that's perfect. Blade out a little over the road, more than we'd like there, but that's otherwise fine. Do I feel like I have secured the airfield there? Let's come and get the artillery a little bit there. Okay, I think that's that turn. We're still in cloudy weather. It's the Soviet turn. Yes, use your anti-infantry weapon on the tanks, please. That makes me happy. Well, I think that was the whole... Lost the whole Fallschirmjäger unit. Okay. So the question is, what do I want to replace that Fallschirmjäger unit with? Probably not another Fallschirmjäger unit, to be honest. We do have some guys in trucks. What I can do is I think I'll field a Panzer 3. And then we'll upgrade, when we have an opportunity to upgrade, we'll upgrade one of the guys with a... with a truck, or one of the truck guys with a half track in the middle of the battle here. Is there someone born in and Rostos there? And the answer is yes. We're not in a place where we can do an upgrade. Hex, which we oh, okay, so we're gonna acquire a hex to do the upgrade with you. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. Could use some more suppression on that cavalry before we end the turn, so we'll probably actually bring one of the strategic bombers over to strategic bomb it. Oops. No. I need that the other way around. Oh, you... Really, game? No, I want that the other way around. Oh, is it just you can't move? That might be it. It's a little annoying, but I'll just have to roll with it then. Okay. Okay. Again, the attack on Rostov is going a little bit slower than I'd like. We do have good weather for next turn, because we just keep the, well, we're going to have one last turn where the planes are dealing with us. Soften you up so you're less likely to cause damage to the encircling troops. Okay, that's the turn of the dive bomber. Okay. Taking the turn, giving the Russians a go. Okay, so rating, this is going to keep the airborne from flying. More firepower than I need, but it'll work at least for the short here. You can scoot up. You get rid of that one. You can scoot up, and then should make them surrender. There we go. Okay, Foreign edge is secured. It's a little bit in this area, but we should be able to come back around here and be focusing on inside the Don once we fly down that path. And then you probably want to rebase. We do have the airfield there. It is a dirt airfield. Oh, you can't rebase because it's raining. Which reminds me, when it rains, kill the aircraft. So they can't do anything else except for be upgraded and be healed. Might as well heal them. Unless you need to upgrade them. There we go. Okay, we've got everyone in encirclement. Not gonna rush the encirclement here. We're gonna continue destroying what's in Rostov. Here, you're encircled. And we use the, would be a little bit better if we had some artillery, but we got no artillery. Six. Okay, so this should get them to surrender. There we go. Blindly use the broken half tracks as recon. Okay, so we know there's no one north or south of the city, well, the town. Well, there probably is someone in the town. Let's assume that. Finding here, found someone in the town, as expected. Split the tank up. Ooh, had I split the infantry up, we'd have the anti-tank gun encircled as well. Oh, too late. You have envelopment, so if I can get anyone to retreat using you, they are destroyed. Specifically. There we go. One destroyed. Now let's start suppressing the KV-2, which we do enough damage with the Panzer Gs that if we suppress it low enough, we can get them to surrender. And you just need more suppression to be taken down anyway. Oh, and I don't need to be worried about the Air Force this turn. Although, maybe next turn. So we'll reposition you there. This is pretty good coverage. I was thinking about splitting them up to cover those two spots, but we need to use the rest anyway, and those could probably damage the 88 quite a bit. Yeah, that's all the movement we got up there. Planes can't do anything. Cycle the turn. That's why cannon battery is nice. Okay, clear sunny day. A little worried about these tanks. Yeah, a little worried about the tanks. Down here, you're gonna heal. The -4 should be enough to get the guards to withdraw, which in this scenario would cause them to surrender. There we go. Need them a little bit more suppressed than that, so I gotta bring the strategic bombers in. Yeah, okay. So now I just need to stop them from withdrawing towards us. That should do that. And then the artillery should be completely suppressed. I can get you to surrender at my leisure here. Okay. Which is out of range. We can rebase to the closer airfield. That's probably what we should do if we're out of range. Yeah, a little worried about what's going around Millerpur. Millerov. Millerov. And not always good at the Russian names. Especially not the ones I don't recognize. Especially the ones I don't recognize. Yeah. Put you on the airfield. Okay, is there anyone? Presumably someone on this road. Not until we get there. Okay. So we just come rolling down the road then. Oh, that would help a lot. Yeah, okay. You know, we don't have enough suppression on you yet, but that's fine. And circle. We still got the tanks down here, but we've got more tanks rolling in that way. We'll actually have more vehicles moving up from Rostov. So maybe not the best of positions there, but I can work with those positions, let's say. And obviously the dive bomber needs to rebase. Can do it in the dirt field, but that's I think everything's coming down to this airfield at this moment. Yeah. A little overcrowded. We just take the Russian airfields. That's just push their planes back. They'll be back at Kalach. Which isn't... Or actually, they might be here. They'll go either here or Kalach. I think rebasing forces you to closest base. They'll probably actually be there, not Kalach base. Oh, I suppose I could have rebased to that base, but I think that's a no. Okay, and I think this is a good place to put a part break in. I think we're about halfway through this map. We gotta destroy... Well, objective-wise, we got 3 to go. We got... I'll say Miller here for short. The Chur River and the Kalach River to take. So, 3 more major positions to take. And probably want to cause as many surrenders as possible to sort of milk prestige as we do that. And yeah, I don't think this map has a counterattack at Voronezh. I know historically a lot of forces got drawn into Voronezh over paranoia of a counterattack that never materialized, or it wasn't a major one that materialized during this operation. But here we are in Operation Blue. We've got Rostov, we got Voronezh. It's just the push to Kalach and destroying the forces between here and Kalach. So if you're watching on YouTube, there will be a part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, this is where I'm going to take a short break to get up, stretch the legs, sip some tea, and then we'll be back to finish this map. This is going to be a short night. We recorded 4 parts in the last stream, so to let YouTube catch up a bit, we're only recording 2 tonight. To stick to a current plan of 3 games, 3 parts, 3 nights for the stream schedule. That does, of course, end this upcoming Sunday, where I'm going to begin recording 4 parts, and we're going to go back to 4 games because family is leaving town on Sunday. So until then, I wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next one, and bye for now.